Oh no, crazy, crazy. Anyway, this morning, this is the live astrology show, so astrology and spiritual show. My good friend Guillermo will be joining me very shortly. And we're here to let you know that there's loads going on out there up in the sky at the moment. Thank you very much for your stories that you're written in about and for your questions. Loads of live mini readings to do this morning, loads of gossip, loads of from up there. And so I'm sure we'll have a lovely time. In the meantime, now, let's get the show going with a little bit of this. Okay, so here we are, really work our way into summertime, and well, what can we say to you? There's loads going on here. Just because we change month doesn't actually mean that things immediately change up there. It's a bit like Christmas or Easter or things like that. The planets don't really relate to this, but it is interesting what's going on there at the moment. We've had a few planetary shifts and loads of energy dynamics starting to move a little bit, and it'd be interesting to see what's going to be going on. Let's have a little chat here. So, in the meantime, though, just to let you know, this show is it's free. It's free on YouTube and it's on Facebook, which is free. So please subscribe on YouTube as well, because sometimes here, not all social media works perfectly at the very moment in time, but hopefully it will do this morning. And what I also like to say here on YouTube, just subscribe to the channel there, and you can see the archive of videos there as well if you wanted to go back and watch any there. But very good morning to you. Very good morning to you wherever you are in the world. And of course, you need this, don't you? Don't you? That's right. Coffee, clairvoyance. Where are we without coffee and clairvoyance? It doesn't work otherwise. This does not function properly. So we're all saying hello to each other. That's very nice. You're so friendly out there. Look at you all. Look at you all. Even Susanna. Good morning, Susanna. And yes, even the honey monster. Everybody needs a honey monster on the show. So not everybody has a honey monster. We do. We do. We feel blessed with our honey monster. And that's Paul. And in fact, I think at some point or other, we're going to have to tempt Paul to do a little insert, like for a tiny little video saying, hi, I'm a honey monster, and da-da-da-da, be Cafe Clairvoyance. We're going to do that, won't you, Paul? Yes. Well said, Paul. I can see you nodding. I can see you nodding like this. That's right. That's right. Anyway, hope you're having a lovely day so far, whatever you're doing. And let's get your day going with the astrology show. And I think we need to bring on a very, very, very special guest. Very special guest, my very, very good friend and marvellous colleague, Guillermo, fantastic astrologer and also psychologist. And we have such an enjoyable rant discussion that even after the show, we're still discussing things. So it's like we could do an after show as well. Anyway, very good morning to Guillermo, just down the road in Javier. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you, Phil? How's everybody?
I'm very, very well. So far, everybody looks happy. Yeah, good morning to you all. And let's give everybody a morning hoot just to wake you up. Yeah, that's good. And you'll see what and so many of your stories written this morning. I'm just going to see what the producer's up to this morning. He goes, yes, she's running backwards and forwards your stories there. Yes, and yes, there goes the stories. Yeah. Oh, look, I've even got a top up of coffee coming in. This is nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. So I've got to just top up a fresh coffee there. I hope you got your coffee.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Got water this time.
Water's fine. Absolutely fine. So there we go. Great. Honey Monster says, yeah, right. So we're also going to come on now, Paul. Come on, Paul. You know you could do this. You'll be a famous man. And right, okay, Liz says here, hello, Guillermo, and away we go. So very interesting what's going on there in a minute, because just chatting to people, everybody's energies are like, whoa, flying up all over the place. Sometimes we know exactly where we're going, and other people are going, we're doing something, not quite sure what's happening, but something is shifting. So What's happening up there?
Well, it's very interesting. I've just adjusted the camera a bit there. I hope my height is not. No, I think my height is okay now.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, let me squish down a little bit.
They see you shrinking halfway as you go through the show. We'll be going there and go, where
I'm
are you? Come
shrinking.
back. Come back.
No, this is because Saturn is stepping on my sun. It's like, oh, I have sun at 29 degrees in Capricorn, and Saturn is going to go into Capricorn tonight, this coming morning.
Yes.
So it's like stepping on me, and like, oh my god! And then I have a square to Mars. My sun's squaring Mars is squaring my sun. So it's like, oh, I think it's time for a massage. Thank God I have Jay, and I just texted him and said, Jay, please send me give me a massage. It's perfect for me right now.
Wow. Wow. Well, there you
This,
go. That's just what you need, isn't it? A little massage. Well done, Jay. Well done, Jay. In fact, I have to
yeah.
get Jay on the show to talk about massage. How's
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah. I think we
Perfect.
have to do that. So
Yeah.
good. Everybody saying hello this morning. It's lovely to see so many people online. And yes, so guys, hope your day's going okay. Just let us know. Claudia says that she's from Sweden. Good morning, Sweden. And if any of you there around the world, wherever you are, want to just say a little hello this morning, by all means do. It'd be lovely to know where you are. And right, okay. So, but people are also saying to me at the moment, and that energy is changing. Energy is changing. Okay, here's Jay. There you go. Jay Sear. Is that Sear?
Yeah, Jay Sir.
So
It's
Jay
pronounced
Sir.
Sir.
Jay Sir.
Sir. He's
It's
Canadian. He's Canadian.
Canadian. I wouldn't have said that was a Canadian name. I said that was something else.
It's Canadian. It's Canadian.
Okay.
So yeah, great Mr. So I really recommend him. So anyway, this was part of it. It's not a joke really, because it's true. I do need a massage, but it's also to convey the idea that even though like right now I'm having a very heavy transit of the planets on my sun. So it's like Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, like all the heavy planets are on my sun. I'm besides the fact that I have a few aches and pains around here, and I'm going to have a massage done so the energy can flow through my body. I'm like in a really great spot.
Okay.
So the fact that we have heavy transits doesn't mean it's going to be hard.
No.
It means you have to change. It
Now,
means you have to let go of resistances.
yes, because it's interesting. We always think here that the best things happen when you've got a lovely trine, a harmonious angle, like 120 degrees or 60 degrees, or maybe
That is boring.
Sorry?
That is boring.
Yeah,
That is like so boring.
it
Like if
is.
you have some Scorpio in you, for sure, that's going to be boring.
Yes. Okay. Well, there you go. So you go. So if you have a harmonious chart, it means you're boring. But, well, no one has that. So don't think you got that. In fact, it's the conflict in our lives that make us who we are. It's a bit like reading a book, isn't it? Reading a book. And I think a really good book, whether you're into Wilbur Smith or you're into Jilly Cooper or whatever book you like reading, what makes it exciting is conflict.
Yeah, but the thing is, conflict. I mean, if you see conflict astrologically, for example, the square would represent the conflict, or the opposition would represent also a conflict, right? So, what does the opposition or the square do? Basically, it makes you stand in both points of view.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
only a conflict when you want to identify with one point of view.
Yes. It's
So,
good. Yes.
it's say, for example, I'm a left winger, or and you're a right winger, or vice versa. It's like, no, I'm not like you. I'm because I'm a left winger and you're a right winger, and I hate you because you're different than me, no? And then, but the truth is, if you realize that you can be as right winged as the other person, and then you just put yourself in that position, you're doing your opposite. You're integrating that opposition in you.
Yes.
So really, conflict is just a lack of inner integration, and it's an invitation to do that integration. So it's necessary.
What a great place to be in it is if you could be in place number 3. So you don't just have, you see one side, you see the other, you can see from above both points. That's
Exactly.
the most, if you can put yourself into that position, you then know which is the best. And if you take that higher position, that's like the higher mind, the higher thinking, the spiritual way of thinking.
Exactly. And that's exactly how I call it too, Phil. I call it the third point of view.
Third point of view. Yes, yes. Well,
It's
snap.
exactly the
So do
same.
I. So do I. So there we go. Oh, there. Ingenious.
Yeah,
Ingenious inventions. We ought to trademark this. There we go. The
yeah,
third
yeah.
point of view.
And then I might add, talking about conflict. I mean, Mars has gone into Aries now, so Mars belongs in Aries. It rules Aries, and it will stay there like a long time. It usually doesn't stay that long. It usually stays. How much does it stay normally? Like, I don't know, 2 months or something
Yes,
like
two
that a year.
months. Yes.
So this time it's like 6 months or
Yes.
something like that, and it's crazy because it's a long time for Mars to be there, but it's also cool because it's, as I think I spoke something about in the last show, it's empowering the divine masculine. So it's an invitation to bring forth like the more beautiful side of the masculine energy.
Which has a
So
feminine
that's
side to it. Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
So but we have to be able to do that. We have to deal with old emotional and mental patterns, which are the patterns that are suppressing the divine masculine and thus bringing forth the worst side of the masculine, which is the aggressiveness, the anger, the enforcement. So if instead of that, we each address our own issues, then that's ideal. And right now, what we have is a beautiful sun conjunct Mercury, and Mercury is retrograding, and they're both in Cancer.
Yes.
So the retrograde planet is an invitation to go inward, and then in the sign of Cancer, it's all about emotions, emotional patterns,
Yes.
and I believe that's doing like it's doing a square to Chiron in Aries. So Chiron is Aries to say, okay, what's stunting your impulse to go forward, or what's keeping down the masculine energy? You can also see it that way. Or what's not letting you go forward the way you want to, because we get like lately lots of questions of I want to go, I want to change country, I want to do that, I want to make a project. It's like, no, the energies are all about going inward and not going forward, because what universe wants with this combination is for you to go forward when the right time comes, and when you've dealt with the past that has conditioned your way forward before.
Totally agree. Totally agree. It's getting rid of past conditioning. That is the
Yeah,
big thing we're all having to deal with. And you don't have to go far out into the world, into the marketplace to see how we've all got to change. In the
and
news,
it,
everybody's like, for instance, people are gaining jobs in some particular area. A lot of companies, a lot of places, a lot of traditions are going. Absolutely just being wiped off the planet because of not just corona, it's also
oh my
Cubby.
god. Yeah,
No, that was
you know,
a little bit of peanut butter and Marmite together. That was a fantastic spawn. You've got to have peanut butter and Marmite. It's heaven, heaven. Anyway, yes. So this process of change we're going through, and seeing it on the global stage sometimes creates a lot of fear, doesn't it? We see shops closing down, traditions going, our old ways. We're having to have new ways of thinking. And so this externally creates fear internally. However, what the planets are suggesting, energy suggesting, say, yes, that is going on out there, but what about you?
yeah.
What about you?
And what the planets are saying also is that Chiron in Aries is squaring, as I said, Sun Mercury, and it's doing a sextile to Venus and also Uranus. So basically, that combination to me suggests, what is your true value? What is your core value? So it's not about going out there and planning and doing and action and moving and changing. It's about, okay, what old patterns are still there? Sun, Mercury in Cancer,
Yep.
Mercury retrograde, plus Neptune, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn also retrograde. All talking about our patterns that are dissolving, our mental patterns. So it's what old patterns are still there that are not allowing you to connect with your core value, because that's the priority right now, to connect with your core value, with who you really are. Because, for example, today, yesterday, today, these days, it's with this Sun Mercury, it's like very, very obvious, like silly little things that are popping up in your day to day, which are bringing up those old emotional patterns that you might even go like, is this still here? I
Yep.
can't believe that's still there. Yeah, it's still there, but don't think it's like you're back to square one. Don't think everything you did before is not worth anything. No. When these patterns come up like this, They can be very obvious. They look like they're very big, but they're not. They're very little. But the important thing is that you be aware, you can become aware of them. And that way you can go, okay, so this is the old, this is what I don't want. You can help yourself by writing it down. That always helps to get clarity, to bring down thoughts and things, no? And just say what you do want from now on. Like, for example, I just had I just met for a coffee with some friends, okay?
Yeah.
So my pattern, my victim pattern when I was young and for many, many, many years was I'm alone, nobody loves me, okay? So
Oh.
we arranged to meet at 9:15, and minutes pass by and nobody's there. And I'm looking and looking, and I'm sending a message saying I'm here, just around the corner, sitting on the other table, and nobody answers, and no sign of anybody. And I'm like, and then suddenly I could feel how this, like, very, very slight, but I could really feel it come up, like, I'm alone. They've left me. Nobody's here. What's going on? Right? So yeah, all my adult coping mechanisms immediately can, kickstart in and say, oh, it's not a problem. You can do this, you can do that, blah, blah, blah. But that's all bullshit. We don't want to deal with it that way. What we want to do is like really feel that and go like, oh wow, this is this thing that always came up when I was a kid, and by overcompensating with these adult responses, we're actually not addressing these patterns. And what happens then? That you're basically creating a future based on these patterns instead of something new, which is what we have to do. So these patterns have to be dealt with. They have to be felt, they have to be seen, they have to be recognized, and just let them go. Just intend to let them go. As I said, you can just write it down. I let go of these patterns. I let go of my victim mode. With all love and respect.
Yes. Yes. I think it's a very, very big thing to do. I think an important thing to go and do is to recognize where it is you want to be. So then you've got to let these things, where is it are you going to be? So it's a bit like the seesaw, Like, for instance, it's all been down one end, and down this end is where old hurts are, where old energies are. But to put yourself in the middle here and see where it is you want to go, and then you can see what you want to let go of. Let go of.
Yeah.
And
where it is you want to go is not like a physical place. It's not a job, nothing like that. It's how do you want to feel?
Yes.
So it's very important that we prioritize now what I want. How do I want to feel in my life? How do I want to feel in my future? And this doesn't mean like before we would go, oh, I want to work a 9-to-5 job for so many years to be able to have a good retirement and travel because I want to feel happy. No. This is about I'm going to try to feel happy as much as possible now, today, the present moment, because it's from there that we're going to create the future.
Yes. Brilliant. Lovely, lovely, lovely statement. As always, I totally agree with you. It is about this particular energy. I think what people are firing up at the moment is they're actually seeing they can do this. Because I think Mars stepping out of Pisces and coming into Aries is fueling people up a little bit more to motivate towards this. I want to be in that future place, but I've still got this stuff here I've got to let go of. But people are recognizing it and seeing the difference between the two.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, it's a Scorpio moon today. So Scorpio is about going down into the deep emotions that are still lodged in our body.
Yes.
So it's also okay to have like aches and pains. It's normal. It's your body speaking that there's still some patterns in there. And all we have to do is prepare ourselves. A little massage, take a swim, walk, anything pleasurable to your body that allows the energy to move inside. And that's it. That's all we need.
We're all going swimming. Come on, guys. Coming down to Javier Beach. We're all going swimming. Come on. No, it'd be lovely to do that. But yeah, I agree with you. Is to sometimes those experiences there is don't let them haunt you so that they control you, is to recognize that they are there, but you can let go of them. We're just being conditioned in the past thinking, oh, that's it. That's the way it is. That's the way we stick. But really what we can actually go and do is thinking, well, yeah, I can see that, but what is it you really want? And be that. Work on that energy there. And this is a very, very interesting year of so much change, so much positivity to come into our lives. If we wish to embrace it, we can really do that. And sometimes here, as we see on a global stage, which is changing, and also here, yes. Yeah, Yes, there we go. This is Deborah. She says, "Oops, Scorpio rising with backache." Yeah, she's got Scorpio rising and she's got backache. Yes, okay.
And she's a Capricorn. So are you?
Yes, yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Right. So pleased I've joined. I
Like,
just got some great advice. Thank you. So that's very nice. And also here, they're very cheeky here. I mean, Sarah says here, the Vikings are taking over this morning. All over the place here. I believe she knows an Eskimo as well. So maybe the Eskimos are going to come in at some point too. Yes, that has all been very interesting. Yes.
Phil, it's like I think it's very interesting that we act like a way to deal with these old issues that are coming up, because like if you are with yourself, then you can feel it and do it just by writing it down. But if you're actually interacting with other people and the emotional patterns are coming up in relationships that you have with spouse, children, mates, people at work, whoever, no?
Yeah.
Then it's actually just even people down on the street that you don't know of. It's actually recognizing how that interaction is making you live a situation which you've lived before many times in different versions, and just going, oh wow, that is me. That's my projection. And don't analyze it. Please do not analyze it. Do not try to find out where it comes from. Just accept it and go, wow, that's universe showing me a part of me. Okay, I feel it, I accept it, and I release it.
Fantastic. I think a big thing as well is, and it is interesting when we talk about emotion like this, and where we are that feeling that it's like stuck to you. It's part of that part of you thinking, oh, I don't like this about myself, and we feel trapped. We feel trapped in that behaviour. Well, behaviour is something here that can always change. In fact, what you do is introduce the behaviour that you want, which is the real you, the real essence of you. Whether it's your Katrina-ness, your honey monster-ness, your Debs-ness, whatever it is, your Susanna-ness, whatever it is, bring out that lovingness you're really looking for. And all this stuff we've been holding on to, isn't it amazing to sometimes that the things you do in your life that you overcome and you look back and say, wow, I did that.
Yeah, but also, Phil, like when you have that anger, that victimness, or all those attitudes and behavioral patterns that come up, which are our low version, our neediness, our dependencies, and you go, oh my God, am I still doing this? You know, and it's like, don't punish yourself for it. It's just old stuff from the past that is not even yours. So I mean,
that's what I was going to say. Yes.
They're not even yours.
It's not even
they
yours.
Come from your ancestors.
Yes.
The thing is, we develop an identity, like we think we belong because we are feeling these emotions, and all that's, it's not, we don't think it consciously, we think it subconsciously. So it gives us comfort to repeat those emotions.
Yes.
But if we actually just stop and observe and understand and accept, okay, I'm acting like this. This is a part of me that I don't want anymore. Okay, I release it, let it go. And then we can start to belong, to connect with our ancestors via talent instead of via the pain.
Yes. I think it's a lovely thing to have your individualness rather than feeling that you're part of some other system. Oh, because everybody's feeling like that, I feel like that too. No, you don't. Yeah. No, you don't. Yeah. No, it's
like, I have a good example. I was just, this coffee I was having, we were discussing about this. And one of my friends came up and she says, oh, I'm so angry. And she's always angry at her son, right? So she's got a Scorpio son who's a teenager. I think that is enough to be angry.
Yes, that's enough. That's enough. Totally understand. Anybody's got a Scorpio teenager. Sympathy, empathy.
Yeah. It's very, very difficult. She goes, I'm so angry at him. And she starts rationalizing and starts saying, because he did this, because I did this, because that. And I go, stop. The only truth is there is this strong anger energy going through him, and it's going through you. Do not validate it. Do not go into the story. Do not rationalize it. Stop. It's just an energy going through you. Do you want it? Yes or no? And she goes, no. And all her uptightness just went down like that. And the next second, her son phoned to say, Mom, I'm sorry.
Is that nice? Now, that's how
It,
energy works. That's
it's
how
instant.
energy works. When you got that and you can let something go, it responds very quickly in the other person.
Yep.
And
So
often,
actually, you see how because we're projecting our dark sides or our the sides of us. Dark doesn't necessarily mean bad. It means like you don't want to own that side. It could also be your greatest talents. So just when you project your dark side onto somebody, you are actually castrating that person. You are limiting that person to behave like that for you. You're tagging that person, and you're confining them to a role, and you're actually not letting them be themselves. So
yes,
they're very limited because of that projection you have of them. And the
yes,
moment you take that energy away and you put it in you and go, okay, that is mine,
yes,
everything changes.
yes. I agree. I think when you own that real source, and that's the identity, is to own what is yours and to let go of what is not. And
Yes,
often here, a way of sometimes doing that is self-talking, and you sometimes you've got to talk out loud. Now, I do that when I take the dog for a walk. The dog's completely puzzled by what I'm on about, but it's great fun. Anyway, so what I'm very happy there to go do is talk aloud, because the moment you start talking loud, there is something that drops the penny in. Oh my goodness, of course, that's the way I've been thinking. But thinking here, it's not the way you want to think and where it's come from, and that's understanding the source of where this
yes,
stress has come from. And a lot of
exactly.
self-talking helps.
So self-talking, writing, or if you have, I call them a neutral confident. A neutral confident is somebody that is able to listen to you without feeding into the story, without believing your story,
Yes.
and able to put you back into your place each time. Okay, so why is that important for you? Oh, so what's that about you? So don't talk to me about the other person. Talk what's important for you. So when the neutral confident brings the question back to the person, it's allowing you to get all your energy in, and that's allowing you to connect with your higher self.
I think it's absolutely brilliant. I totally agree with that. I love working with people this particular way, doing just that, talking about it, bringing it out, looking at it, where it's come from, what is it you want, where is it we want to be, how are we going to get there, and what is it that we're really letting go of. I think it's brilliant. Brilliant to do all this. Thank you so much for joining this morning. Loads of you online this morning. Thank you so much. And loads of new people. Hello, good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Ivy. Good morning to everybody out there who's joined us. This is the Wednesday Spiritual Show. And this is during the show here, we do astrology, we do spirituality, we do a bit of mediumship, we do a bit of numerology, we do live readings, we get you guys going there. And I think it's time now. Yes, it's coming up to 1:30, so we're now going to come into the time when we start going through this. And I'm just looking for the readings. Here comes the producer. She's bringing the information in, and just to alert you guys, this is the part we do your live readings. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, right. Okay, so let's go and have a little look up to sunny Wales. Sunny Wales. Well, I think it's sunny. Most of the time it's sunny up there. But we ought to talk to sunny Catherine. Hello, good morning, Catherine. Hope you're well. And lovely to speak to you this morning. And right, so you've sent in here a lovely little question. And I'm just looking for your question here, which is in my lineup here. And basically, you were looking here to say that you were looking to move abroad, and that to do this here, you want to know when this is going to happen and how it's likely to go and happen. So we're looking at your information here, and let's have a little look. Now, the first thing I'd like to say here is during this particular time here, and I know we were having a little chat yesterday because you came on and it was lovely to chat to you the first time in absolutely years. And you're telling me about this. You're going to see a mortgage advisor today, and just want to know how it's all going to go. Will it go ahead? You want to come down to sunny Spain? And right, so but let's have a little look and see where we're going here. Right, okay, so I'm going to do a little card shuffle here, and then I'm going to come back to the numerology after the astrology. But let's have a little look. I feel first of all, as I deal with this, Catherine, here, I would start to get the feeling here that plans will start to come ahead a bit later on in the year. But I think you're going to get agreements things beforehand here, and I think that Even though I pick up agreements here, the interesting thing is that I pick up here, there's still something to come out which is going to benefit you, but it may not be apparent straight away. Sometimes think you hear, oh God, I've got a problem. But actually the problem is not going to be a problem. It's going to turn around into something different for you and something really good. And we just need to wait for that to sort of happen. But that's going to come up for you. And I really pick up here to do, whether it's doing money or to do with the properties itself. But I just get the feeling that like a dose of double luck, but it comes around in a funny way, like in a bit of a glove in some respect here. You can't see it straight away. But anyway, let's have a look here at the cards, Catherine, and let's see what they're going to say. Right, okie dokie, dokie, dokie. I'm just going to stop shuffling there and cut them into 3 piles. I also pick up here, there's a lady over here in the spirit world who would like to come through as well. And she's on your mother's side, your family. She's not directly up, she's across. She goes like a mother's sister or mother's aunt. But this is a lady because she wants to show me she's slightly to the side here. Very, very lovely lady, very kind lady. And I'm looking at your name, and there's either C or K to do with her name that I pick up here. And she wants to come through because she wants to let me know here. She says here, would you understand here about children? She just wants to talk about children. Says news of babies around here, please. And she also would like to say to me here, she says she feels that you're going to move. I think you're going to be very, very surprised what happens. But I think here it's like a big bulldozer clearing away behind you, which is just going to push you forwards. And that's going to start to come up in a little while. But she's a lovely lady. She's on there for the other side. She passed away. She said she just went into a sleep and she went over, but she wasn't well. She just tells me she was very, very unwell, but she just slipped over and went. I'm actually, yes, very, very lovely soul. She wasn't an old lady, wasn't an old lady at all. But anyway, I'm looking at the cards here. I want to go for the left pile here, and let's have a little look. So as you look at the cards here, I would just like to say here, yes, you're going to be wondering what you're doing. In fact, you'll be looking at money and thinking it's not going right. Something isn't working right here. And it feels like it's slow. Something isn't there. This is magic in its process. This is magic in its process, and it's coming to you. Don't fear what's coming ahead. It's going to turn around for the better for you. Just give it a little bit of time. My sister-in-law Kelly could be. Yeah, she just says her sister-in-law Kelly. I would just pick up this lady to the side here, some of her family. But she was a lovely, lovely lady. She just wants to come through and say a big hello to you, a big hug. And also here, she says here, around your other half, she wants to say here that, yes, probably where the connection there is even stronger. She just wants to say that she's sending blessings to him. And also here, there's a work link, which is going to be a bit of a struggle. However, on his part, on your partner's part, but I pick up here, he's just got to persevere with this for a little while. In fact, there's choices coming up later on this year that you may want to make. Sorry, that was very boom, 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 but I just wanted to give that information to you. Let's go over to Guillermo. Let's go to Guillermo and see what she's saying here.
Yeah, so hi, Catherine. You're a Gemini. The sun's conjunct Venus, and it's with the moon in Leo. So the feeling I get with this combination is like the important thing is to prepare yourself to, like Phil was saying, for the magic to come. So the way to prepare yourself for the magic to come is to open yourself up, is to open doors, is to be more trusting and loving and less suspicious and paranoid. This attitude that has been very popular in patriarchy that, oh, you can't trust that person, you can't trust this person, be careful, this person's going to do that. Oh, I know what kind of person that is. I'm not going to open up again to have the same experience. Well, actually, it's important that when you see people that you would normally close off to, change your chip. Remember what I said before in the program about recognizing your projection on, like, of all the low energies on somebody else. Remember that. So next time you see somebody that you don't trust, you don't like, I'm not saying that you should go out and have a coffee or have dinner or make friends with that person, but just observe that attitude in you and the projection that you're doing and go, okay, I see that, but I'm not closing my doors. So I'm going to accept the difference. I'm going to accept that you're different than me and that I might not want to have a coffee with you. So I'm not going to be suspicious about you. But when you do that, you're actually opening up your energy for new collaborators and people that are going to help you co-create the magic with you. Not that person, but other people that have like a resonance more similar in that direction. So if you keep having that attitude of closing off, you're going to close off the opportunities. And then you stay in the mind just going around in circles, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I want? So just think about it. Next time you see somebody you don't like, just say, I'm not closing my doors. I accept that you're different than what I want, or what I suspect, or what I feel, or what I am. Okay?
Thank you very much. I totally agree. So agree, because it's interesting here, because in your numerology, you're a number 5. You're number 5 here, which is the desire for freedom, and freedom at all costs. Freedom at all costs is desire to just, sometimes here you can find yourself being immensely successful, immensely lucky, and then at other times completely out of joint, out of sequence altogether. And sometimes you just got to wait. I really pick up the energy around you, just says, works with this here. It's interesting here because part of your numbers, the way that your 5 is made up, is made partly by a 2. The 2 is about balance. You need to find a balance with people. This is great if you just got a 2, but you've also got a 3. And the 3 is the desire for freedom. So you got, I want companionship, but I also want freedom. This makes up the 5. This is where it's going to get very, very interesting around you. And I think the next sort of few weeks, next sort of few months in front of you will be very interesting indeed. I also would say here, coming up with this for 8 is, yes, your 2, it's interesting. Your 3 is even playing out this year, but it is also about travel. A little bit later on, and I think you're going to get what you want. A little bit later on. But don't be surprised if things don't work out quite right yet. It's magic that's coming. It's magic that's
so
brilliant.
You can't be free if you're judging others.
Yes. That's an interesting statement, isn't it? Because it's almost like, for instance, say people have relationships and they break up from someone, and you say, okay, there's someone new coming into the future. You say, okay, will my ex miss me? Ex miss me here. Think, okay, well, you're in this case, then you're holding on to your ex. You're not letting go. Well, I want to move on, but I want to know if they miss me. Will they realise how much hurt they caused? And say, well, that's still an emotion you're holding on to, which is attaching you to the past, when really you should say, okay, sometimes you just got to let go and move on. The higher thinking here says, when something's done, it's done. Just let it go, move on.
Yeah.
Great. Right. Good. Sorted that one out. Good. Let's go on to our next guest here. Let's go on to Susanna and say, hello. Good morning, Susanna. Good morning, Susanna. Hope you're well. Now, this is so interesting. I love this question here. And I thought that, I know all your questions are super important, but I love this style of question because I think in astrology, we've got a unique answer for you. And that is, your question is it best to make preparations for my future in this time of retrograde where all the planets are, and wait till after the planets go direct and reposition themselves to take the next steps? So should she make plans now or wait, basically? Now, this is so interesting because I would say here in a retrograde is as we said here, it's about going within. It's redefining what we want here, getting this into a very clear picture. It's almost like seeing a picture on the wall, and we know all the details, all the colors, all the positioning of everything. Even a mind map or something you've drawn out on a big whiteboard, but it's getting something out there, say, this is how I want things to be. And maybe there's bits here, yes, but. Then the buts are all the issues we've got to deal with and let go of before we go forwards. Guillermo's itching to go here. I'm sorry, but I'm holding her back because I haven't finished yet. Anyway, so this is something I think that for you at the moment here is just gently working through this. There's no pressure at the moment from the planetary energy to say you've got to do this right now. However, there is this energy to just focus gently how it is you'd like this to manifest. Allow the universe to bring something to you just as much as you're designing. Guillermo's, look at Guillermo's face. She's absolutely, I can see steam coming out of her ears. Anyway, so, but your numerology is a 10-1. This gives you a lot of wisdom. Your 10 is karmic, so it gives you a lot of wisdom here. And sometimes here we get the conflict between what it is I want for myself and your karmic 0. Your 0 is something here which says, yes, but in my life I want to fit other things into it. Yeah, that's good, provided we don't overdo it. Provided we don't overdo it. We don't overload, and that's a big thing I'd say to you. Is just keep a bit of clarity here, be a bit of peace and clarity. Let's see where we're going. Okay, shall I let Guillemard free now or not? Maybe I'll just say something else. No, come on then, Guillemard. Just screaming at the bit there. This is hilarious. Okay, over to you, Guillemard.
Okay, this is so funny. So, Susanna is a Sagittarius sun, and I think it's funny because it was such. So she's Sag sun, sun moon, moon in Aries, and then moon Jupiter, moon Neptune, and then Lilith with Mars and Mercury. So basically, it's like plans. What plans? Where on earth did you get the idea that you have to plan things? This is like it's like the anti-planning chart, except for the fact that your North Node is in Virgo and says like it's nice for you to be in order, to have like put your body into order, have a nice, eat healthy, do sports, but plans. This chart is not about planning. Where did you get that idea? So maybe that idea of planning is not yours.
Okay.
It just
doesn't feel like where that comes from.
Yeah, yes. Everything in your chart says, create it. The only thing that you have to plan is your base. So you have to feel good in yourself. You have to have a nice space for yourself. But besides that, it's more about just doing what you want and, going from one place to another.
That's something that harmonizes with a lot of people who are in conflict with this a great deal. And I love this particular type of subject where people have the archetypes where you feel like people have got to have something to aim for. They've got to go, and they've got to have something structure or something design and build to go ahead. And there's the others, which I totally resonate with this, totally understand. It's just be. Just harmonize, just enjoy that place where you are. But during the retrogrades here, sometimes we overthink, and that's your karmic zero as well. You got the one just says here, just be, but your zero is just like, I want to add this in. I want to add this in. But are we overloading it? This is not to disappoint you at all, Susanna. This is just say here, let the universe bring some stuff towards you. And that could be through people. That could be through people, could be through Guillemard, not letting me carry on, but never mind. But it could be, it could be whatever it is. But no, but I feel there is a lovely energy here for you. So please, please, please don't think that it's all going wrong. Anyway, your cards here, I'm just going to look at the right, because the right way to go. The right way to go. Right, no, it's that way. Your cards here saying here, to be the confidence in yourself. You are so strong. You are just be yourself. The moment you overload, you get stressed. Forget it. Forget it here. Enjoy the companionship of others. It's other people sometimes bring stuff to you. Just nice and gently, no demands. Just take it nice and easy. It's almost like sat down, watching Cafe Clairvoyance, watch the show, a nice cup of coffee and say, this is life.
Yeah. Exactly. So make yourself comfortable, feed yourself, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, be in a nice spot with yourself. Then from there, you activate your Jupiterian, your sun and Sag, your Sagittarian mind, and just that can envision like, oh, it's going to be that way.
Yeah.
But it's like when your Lilith in Cancer is insecure because it doesn't know how sensitive it is, it polarizes into Capricorn, which is the achiever.
Yes.
And it's not about achieving. It's not about making plans. It's like Phil said, it's allowing it from the space you're in. You resonate with what you want and you bring that to you.
Lovely way of putting it.
I have an expression, which is the Polynesians, when they crossed the Pacific Ocean to reach the islands that were in the middle of nowhere, what they did is they used the power of attraction. So basically they sat in their little boats and they started rowing. What they did was they summoned the island. They intended the island and just rowed. And that was it. So this is what you have to do, summon the island and row.
Now, isn't that, I love that. Summon what it is you want towards you. Just enjoy your life and go about it. I think it's a brilliant way of looking at it. And I think here that most mariners nowadays will be petrified without a map and a compass. No compass. So I think here that the ferry's going to go across the English Channel or across the Atlantic and just say we're going to summon America or summon France or Spain to come to us. So that'd be amazing. But yes, that'd be good fun, wouldn't it? Let's just see where we end up. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on and let's go to Tracy. Good morning, Tracy. How are you? I hope you're well. Okay, so you wrote in this morning, and thank you very, very much for your message there. And you were going to New Zealand, my dear. I believe you want to go off to New Zealand, and you're sort of saying, when are you going? Is it going to be somewhere permanent? Is it something you're going to do here? Well, what's interesting here is your card for you. I pulled out this morning. Card for you is the Chariot, all about travel. All about travel, all about energy transformation in life and where you're going here. There's something in you, Tracy, I really pick up that's hugely, hugely karmic in you, that if you go and move abroad here, your whole life, and it's easy to say this because you're moving abroad, but your whole life will have a whole new energy to it altogether. You will not recognize your life the way it's been to where it's going to. It's massive in its change. You've got a 257 for your life path, 257. The two here, very much about needing partnerships and feeling that connection here. The five is freedom. Five is freedom and wanting to explore. But sometimes the limits you can go to are, I wouldn't say extreme, but it is pretty extreme when you think you go to New Zealand. But it is pretty big when we start thinking about big life change. And once you're there, I think that's it. I think that's it. You're not coming back. You're there and that's it. You'll stay. And I think that your whole energy, your purpose about your life, what you'll do, who you are, everything will not be the same ever again. But that's not a bad thing. It's just, this is all part of the shift we're going through at the moment. And I think it's a big, big thing. Here's something interesting just to add to this, is what is it you want to do over there? Because in your personal year 3, there's a learning to go on. It's not just about travel. There's a learning for you here. And I think that that's going to be a big energy for you as well. So that would be interesting where that comes up for you. And yes, something learning, something you want to go and do, a redesign of life that brings out something new. Even if it's a self-employment here, Tracy, but that wouldn't surprise me if you're going to do something for yourself. But where it is you're going to. Because in your own life here, just picking up your energy around you and just feel the energies out here, I also pick up there's a healing energy with you. You're a healer here in some respects here. In fact, there's a gentleman here who wishes to come through and talk to me. He says he used to work on lorries, but he also had something to do with the RAF. The RAF at some point, which could have been well put into during the war. We had something to do with lorries. He's just going to be big engines and things like this here. And he's looking at you here, and he's almost like saying here, this is interesting. He's got a big staff with him. He's quite a firm man. He's just like stamping this on the ground, saying, why are you still here? So,
Interesting. So the
across.
why could be, so you have, Tracy, a Sun in Gemini. By the way, everybody today is Gemini except Susanna, which is Sagittarius, which is the opposite sign of Gemini. I love to see the patterns in the charts.
Yes.
So what's limiting you, Sun Gemini? So you got this Jupiter, nice, beautiful Jupiter and Neptune, which are with a semi-sextile. That's a very imaginative combination. And Neptune is in Sagittarius, so it's all about finding your true spiritual home in another country different than yours. So all that part I agree. And then the North Node is right now it's conjunct to your Mars, so it gives it that action where I want to go to. But I get the sense of, like, very typical Gemini, being a bit split.
Okay.
Should I do this? Should I do that? Like, is it the logical thing to do? Well, probably not. So there's a lot of weight of what would the logical thing to do, what would be the logical thing to do. That weighs a lot. So we tend to overdo that year Pluto Virgo. Now everything has to be perfect in its place. So that part of you, that overachiever, perfectionist side of you is weighing you down, is not letting you actually believe in yourself and the shift that you can bring upon to your life in this change. And it's all about letting go of those old patterns of how your mind works and just not believing it. It's like, it's not about doing things perfect. It's about just being passionate about what you're doing and trusting universe and letting it happen. Don't resist change. Don't make plans like we were saying before. Your North Node is in Pisces, so it's all about not telling people what to do It's about just trusting the flow of universe, go with the flow. Really trust in the magic of life.
I also get the feeling from this gentleman who's here, standing beside me, and also what you're saying. Would you agree with me that sometimes what Tracy's working on is what other people are thinking?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and that's not good for you.
No.
Don't think about what other people are thinking. Keep your thoughts to you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So it doesn't matter what they say.
Yes, Tracy, I know some lovely people in New Zealand. Some of them come on the show if the timing's right. At the moment, they're all in bed. So, no, they won't be coming on the show just yet. But I know some lovely people out there that if you need help, I'm sure they'd love to meet up with you. Yes. Anyway, so yes, I say, Tracy, sometimes your decision about why you would stay wherever you are, stay here, is not necessarily guided by yourself. It's guided by other people. What you're guided to is, that could be interesting for you to go that way. So hopefully we helped out you here. Regarding with timing on this, let's have a look. If you were to do this and say, right, I'm going to do it, I'm going to go. I get a feeling here that this year's a bit tied up with things. I don't necessarily just see it this year, but if I go left, I'm going to left. I'm going to go to the left here. If I worked on this and said, I think it's going to go to New Zealand, off to New Zealand. Yes, I can see you waiting. I can see the journey there. A lot of thinking going on, but eventually if you were to do it, you'd love it. You'd love it. That's my thinking. So, good luck to you. If you need our help again, by all means. But thank you for watching the show anyway, and I hope you liked your little session this morning. Okay, let's move on. Let's go just down the road. We're just down the road here. We can speak to a lovely lady called Maria. Maria, good morning to you. I hope you're well wherever you are, and thank you for your message. You caught us just in time with your question there. And she works out as a 2911 in numerology, and a 2911, and you're on a personal year 11. So that's interesting as well. Now, question is, will my romantic happiness come soon? And your color is turquoise. Now, I love this. I love this energy. I love the feel of this here. One thing I would say to you here is your 2911 is a little bit what we've been working on this morning is to change energy, switch energy. And I would say here is, when will my romantic happiness happen? If you were to just switch your energy, and that into cause of here, I'm a lovely person, I'm attracting happiness towards me, I'm allowing the nice, lovely people to come into my life and just enjoy, then it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
If you have, hang on, I haven't finished. Anyway, so what I'm picking up here is that your romantic side of life here, I pick up, is going to get, will become a lot happier if you're doing this, because it allows not your mind just become too fixed on one particular thing in your love life. It opens up doorways, opportunities, happiness to just come flowing towards you. And it's also about removing doubt about yourself. And no matter what's happened in the past, take a lot of this is absolute credit, learning, style, charisma, something about this which we turn around from, we think is, oh yes, but this has happened, oh yes, but that happened, no, turn it all around to the positives and allow the magic to happen, and then this stuff starts coming through. Now with 11 here, this makes you a remarkable character, because there you are waiting for your love life to happen, but actually people are more attracted to you than what you know. Because your 11 energy here says you're the master builder and the healer, very much the healer. So you're a healer to people. Doesn't mean to say you've got to find a love life thinking, great, I'm going to mend someone. But it's nice when people need us, and provided they're giving back to us as well. But I do pick up, yes, romantically, a lovely relationship before the end of the year is coming your way. And I think you'll be extraordinarily happy. In the meantime, though, there is a lot about your life and energy says here, I just need to be and enjoy myself and not focus too much on what you think you need, but be who you are right now. Because this is lovely energy, lovely energy. Okay, Guillermo, I can see her finger tapping. I can see her, she has teeth like this. I want to say my bit, Okay.
Okay, so Maria, yeah, I totally agree with Phil. So the way to do it is like I said before when I was talking about, I think it was Catherine. It's when you see somebody that you would like not trust or feel like this kind of person I don't like. So what you want to do there is first thing, okay, if I dislike somebody, I'm closing my doors. Number one. Number two, that which I see in another person is an aspect of me. Number three, don't think about what aspect it is at all. Like, forget about it. Don't worry. It doesn't matter what it is. Just say, okay, I'm not going to reject that person because that's an aspect of me. And if I reject that person, I'm rejecting that aspect of me. And if I reject that aspect of me, then I'm not going to be able to open up to the loving eyes of that special person, which that has to come towards you. So then you can find something like that person might be looking at you and might be saying, oh my gosh, she's so precious. But because you have this aspect of you which you're projecting on the people that you don't like, you are emanating that energy outside and you're not actually able to see the loving eyes of the other person, hence rejecting those loving eyes. So you want to open the doors by not judging others, but recognizing your projection in others and just saying, okay, that's an aspect of me I want to integrate. Don't do anything else with it. And then start seeing yourself from the loving eyes of others. Like, I have an example. Like, I remember once, this guy I liked, he took pictures of me, but he always took it from so far away. And I'm like, what's the matter with him? Is he just scared of me or something? You know, like I'm not a Gemini, but my son's in the third house and it's Scorpio rising. So it's all about this combination. So it's like, is he scared of me? Oh, why doesn't he get near? And then suddenly I saw it the other way around. And I realized that what he was doing, he was holding me in this precious place. So because I was precious to him, he didn't want to come too near. When I was thinking that by the fact that he didn't want to come too near, it's because he dislikes me. But I had that he dislikes me attitude because of this mindset of rejecting and, you know, being aware of people that might hurt me or that I don't like. So it's very important that we change this attitude in us. And the steps are very simple. First, you recognize I'm not going to close my doors. Second, that must be something mine I want to integrate. Universe, help me. And third, look at the loving eyes of others through the loving eyes of others.
Mm-hmm.
Look at yourself through the loving eyes of others.
Yeah, I think it's a lovely thing to go and do. Lovely thing to go and do. And I think with your friends around, you'll always tell you that your friends will always tell you the truth. Even if you're smelling a garlic, they'll say, Maria, you smell a garlic. They'll tell you the truth. Other people may not. But one of the things you can go and do is, say, for instance, you're going into a nice social place. You're about to go in there. Before you go in there, set something in yourself. Set something really loving and really light. Like, for instance, maybe it's a color, maybe it's an energy. So as you go in there, you are showing this social place, your world around you, this beautiful light with expectation of nothing. Just beautifulness, just harmony. And so often here, yeah, look at you, it's trying to butt in again. And just having this energy, just to be able to emanate that and just say, then you attract different people to go. They just, what is it about you? I just want to talk to you. I don't know what it is. Da, 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 da. They want to chat. And it's just nice. Notice, but the essence of this is nice energy you put out there wasn't something that's foreign to you. It is you.
Yes, exactly. What I like to do, for example, maybe this idea helps you, but I have like a playlist, an 80s music playlist, which I love. Yes, I was a teenager and older in the 80s, and like you, Phil.
Yeah.
So I have this 80s music playlist, and I listen to it, and I walk with it, and it like really makes me feel empowered and joyful, and like I really own it, you know, when I listen to it. So it really makes me get into my own skin, into my charisma, and I just feel like radiating when I listen to that playlist. So maybe you have a playlist of your own or something that, you know, that connects you to that space.
Fantastic. Yes, maybe it's something that just resonates. Maybe it's a sound. Maybe it's a rhyme. Maybe it's a song. I think it's fantastic to that. When I'm working on a keyboard here to just to have in the background is music like that. Music is a language which is the international language of communication. We all understand it. We all resonate and respond to it. And I think it's a lovely thing to go and do. And I think that's excellent. Magic, 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 magic. Now, Maria, your card here. Justice. Look at that, justice. It does not mean you're going to court. It does not mean anything legal or that's going to go around you. If it does, then, well, it's nothing related to this. But one of the things I say here is with justice here is doing what's right for you. Doing what's right for you. That's the pathway to go. And I also say here to take the left pile on this. Let's have a little look. And the left pile here is saying, oh, for goodness sake. Goodness sake. Goodness sake. 3 piles of cards. Strength, people, love. Strength, people, love. And let go of the past. Let go of the past. And right, yeah, she says here, thank you so much, guys. Are fantastic. Thank you for your time. Learning. It's about resonating your true essence, your true energy. And Evie says here, yes, music is a healer. Yes, it certainly is. It certainly is. You only have to play to which sometimes I play to my dad who's got Alzheimer's, and just play something like James Last or something like Akabilka, the past here, and immediately he responds to this. It's just lovely. It's just lovely watching him. Okay, right. Let's have a look at other things here and see. Okay, now we're just coming up to 2 minutes past 12. I think we've just about covered everybody this morning, haven't we? We need to do right regarding other people here says that that they wanted readings here. Just to come back to a couple of people. Where are you here? Just saw you a second ago. Anne says, may I have a read? And we'd love to. Unfortunately, come on a little bit late in the show for us to be able to do your reading today because we're only on for an hour. But I'm back on again on Sunday evening. If you'd like to send your details through, a question through before Sunday, then I would be more than happy to do a reading for you. More than happy. And this Sunday is just me. It's just a lively, entertaining, little buzzy little show. Loads of live readings, loads of gossip, loads of talk about everything that's gone on through the week and what's going on next week. And also just to remind you guys, next Tuesday onwards, our time there isn't starting at 8 o'clock in the UK or 9 o'clock in Spain. It's an hour earlier. So in the UK, it'll be 7 o'clock and in Spain, it'll be 8 o'clock. Okay, so just let you guys know then. So we're doing it an hour earlier. Yes, okay, right. I just want to say it's been lovely having you on this morning once again. How are you? And just to say, I hope you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, lovely seeing you. Lovely having you on the show, and it's been very engaging, entertaining. And you never know, we may do some pop-ups as we come through the week. Just do little things where we just pop up and do a live thing, and just have a little chat in the meantime, and just chat with people and just see what comes up here. This is a new thing we're going to start doing. So even before Sunday, we'll give you a little bit of notice. Just say we're going to do a pop-up, and we just arise from somewhere and do a little show like this. Okay. Yeah. In the meantime, though. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Guillermo, for joining this morning. As usual, it's always so motivational, so interesting and so engaging, reading for people, talking about what's going on in the skies at the moment with astrology, and just making this always a lovely, lovely show. Thoroughly enjoy it. And I think everyone else out there has enjoyed it too. So thank you very much. Even Honey Monster says, thank you, lovely show. And Ria says lovely. So great. Okay. In the meantime, guys, wish you a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Take care, and we will see you Sunday night, which is going to be at 7 o'clock in Spain, 6 o'clock in the UK. Take care. See you soon. Loads of love, and bye-bye.